Hello all, and welcome to Food Origins, where we discuss the origins of ingredients, cooking methods, and dishes from prehistoric to historic times. I am your host, anthropologist and foodie Bianca Book. Within the show, we will be transforming antiquated foods into delicious modern-day recipes that you can make at home. In celebration of spooky season, I will be showing you how to make pumpkin bolognese stuffed shells, a recipe created by one of my favorite food bloggers, Half-Baked Harvest. We will also be discussing the macabre tale of the jack-o'-lantern. The tale of the jack-o'-lantern stretches back hundreds of years in Irish history. As the story goes, there was once an Irish blacksmith named Jack, whom everyone called Stingy Jack, due to his penny-pinching ways. One day, Jack invited the devil to drink with him. Staying true to his name, Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for the drinks, so he persuaded the devil to turn himself into a coin in order to buy their drinks with. The devil obliged, not wanting to give up an opportunity to deceive a poor unsuspecting soul. However, Jack had other plans. He decided not to pay for the drinks at all, and to pocket the coin. So he slipped the devil into his pocket, where a silver cross already lay. This cross acted as a deadbolt, counteracting the devil's ability to shapeshift back into his true form. So there he stayed, jangling around in Stingy Jack's pocket. Whether Jack knew what he had done or not, he decided to use his leverage to make a deal with the devil. Jack demanded that the devil, who was infuriated, mind you, leave him be for a decade, and that if Jack should die within that time, that the devil not claim his soul. The devil begrudgingly agreed, having no other option. Many moons later, the devil returned, hoping to seek revenge on Stingy Jack. The devil found Jack walking along a country road one evening, lined with apple trees. Jack knew this was the end, and requested that before the devil collected his soul, would he just do him one small favor for a dying man. All Jack wanted was an apple. The devil obliged and leapt into the tree to grab an apple for Jack. But before he could climb back down, that slippery, stingy Jack carved a cross into the trunk of the tree, trapping the devil once more. Jack demanded once again that the devil not visit him for an additional 10 years, and if he were to die during that time, that the devil not claim his soul. The devil, with no other options, agreed. A few years later, old Stingy Jack finally met his demise. Jack wandered up to heaven, where the gates would not open for him, for Jack lived a life of greed and deceit. Jack, not knowing where else to go, trekked down to the fiery pits of hell, to the very place he had spent his entire life avoiding. But in a cruel twist of fate, the devil, seeing his chance to seek revenge on Stingy Jack, claimed he must keep his word and would not permit Jack to enter hell. Jack, having been shunned from both heaven and hell, was doomed to live an eternity in limbo, a dark, cold place filled with restless souls. In an act of kindness, realizing Jack's despair, the devil tossed Jack a burning ember, straight out of hell's fires, to light his way. With nothing else on him but the clothes on his back, Jack pulled out a turnip from his pocket, which he often stole from people's gardens, and hollowed it out. Jack placed the bright ember within the hollowed turnip and fashioned it into a lantern, to light his way within the place between heaven and hell. In order to ward away malevolent wandering spirits such as Stingy Jack, the Irish began creating their own lanterns from turnips and potatoes, wherein they would carve terrifying faces and place them in their windows and by their doors, which were known as Jack-o'-the-lanterns, or rather, jack-o'-lanterns. Many of you are probably thinking, well, how did pumpkins fit into this story? Well, for hundreds of years, jack-o'-lanterns were not made from pumpkins at all, but rather from tubers and root vegetables that are commonly grown in Ireland, such as potatoes, turnips, and beets. It was not until the 1800s, when Irish immigrants began migrating to America, that the jack-o'-lantern adopted a new medium, the pumpkin, which is larger, easier to carve, and native to the Americas. In celebration of Halloween and the jack-o'-lantern, today's recipe will highlight the gourd of the season, the pumpkin. We are making pumpkin bolognese stuffed shells. Let's get cooking. Sauté half of a yellow onion for 5 minutes. Then add in a half a pound of ground beef, a clove of garlic, a half a tablespoon of oregano, a teaspoon of fennel, a teaspoon of paprika, a pinch of red pepper flakes, salt, and pepper. Once the meat has browned, reduce the heat to medium-low. Add in 12 ounces of marinara sauce and a half a cup of dry white wine. Simmer until the sauce thickens, which will take about 15 minutes. While your sauce is simmering, boil half a box of large pasta shells and make the pasta filling. In a bowl, combine half a can of pureed pumpkin, (1 to 2 cups of shredded fontina), salt, pepper, and 1 tablespoon of chopped sage. Once your pasta has cooked and your sauce is thickened, pour 3/4 of the bolognese into a baking dish. Then stuff your shells and nestle them within the sauce. Once you have filled your container with stuffed shells, pour the remaining quarter of the bolognese over the shells, along with a quarter cup of cubed provolone cheese. Cook on a middle rack at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Enjoy and happy Halloween! If you've enjoyed these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching!